Lee S. Wolosky. Lee Scott Wolosky, born July 17, 1968, is an American diplomat and attorney who served as the U.S. Special Envoy for Guantanamo Closure in the Barack Obama administration. He served under the last 3 U.S. presidents in national security positions and is currently a partner at Jenner Block LLP. Early life. Wolosky grew up in the Bronx and attended Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School in Manhattan. He graduated magna cum laude from Harvard College, where he was a recipient of the John Harvard Scholarship and the Harvard College Scholarship. Before attending law school, Wolosky worked as a research assistant for a Harvard University project focused on Soviet political and economic reform. He graduated cum laude from Harvard Law School, where he was an editor of the Harvard International Law Journal and a recipient of the Frederick Sheldon Traveling Fellowship. While in law school, he served as an intern to Sonia Sotomayor, then a federal district court judge. Government. Wolosky served as Director for Transnational Threats on the United States National Security Council in the White House office under President Bill Clinton and George W. Bush. The Transnational Threats Directorate was responsible for coordinating the U.S. government's response to terrorism prior to the September 11 attacks. At the White House, Wolosky had specific responsibility for coordinating U.S. policy relating to illicit finance impacting national security. Wolosky's work at the White House also included directing sensitive operations, including leading the U.S. government effort to apprehend the Taliban and al-Qaeda-linked arms trafficker Victor Bout. Wolosky was noted for his innovative approach for pursuing Bout. Wolosky's pursuit of Bout served as a loose basis for the character Jack Valentine, played by Ethan Hawke in the film Lord of War. Wolosky has served as a consultant to various agencies of the U.S. government in recent years and has testified on several occasions before the United States Congress. He also testified before the 9/11 Commission in both open and closed sessions. In 2003–2004, Wolosky served as a senior advisor to the presidential campaign of Senator John Kerry and as co-director of the campaign's counterterrorism policy coordinating group. Wolosky is a life member of the Council on Foreign Relations. He served as co-director of the Council on Foreign Relations Independent Task Force on Terrorist Financing and deputy director of the Council on Foreign Relations' Independent Task Force on Russia. He was also a co-founder and member of the board of directors of the National Security Network. He was appointed to the American Bar Association's Standing Committee on Law and National Security in 2010. Wolosky has also served as an adjunct professor at the School of International and Public Affairs, Columbia University. Guantanamo. As Special Envoy for Guantanamo Closure from July 2015 to January 2017, Wolosky served as chief U.S. diplomat in connection with Barack Obama's efforts to close the Guantanamo Bay detention camp. Among other responsibilities, he led the Obama administration's final diplomatic efforts to reduce the detainee population before the end of Obama's term by transferring detainees who had been unanimously approved for transfer by the United States Secretary of Defense, State, Attorney General, Secretary of Homeland Security, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs. During his 18-month tenure as Special Envoy, Wolosky completed the transfer of 75 detainees to 15 countries, or almost 40% of all such transfers during President Obama's 8-year term in office. Since closure of the office by the Trump administration, the U.S. government has lost track of several of the Guantanamo detainees. Legal career. In 2001, Wolosky joined Boies, Schiller and Flexner LLP, the prominent U.S. law firm led by David Boies, whose partners are known for high-profile matters such as the representation of Al Gore in the contested 2000 U.S. presidential election, representation of the U.S. government in its antitrust dispute with Microsoft, and representation Wolosky has led or co-led some of the firm's high-profile matters in recent years, including the firm's representation of Greenberg, its representation of former RNC Vice Chair Elliott Broidy in litigation against Qatar. Wolosky also served as co-lead counsel to certain of the 9/11 families in connection with a multi-billion-dollar federal court judgment entered against Iran, and as lead counsel to a major international corporation in matters arising out of an alleged assault by Dominique Strauss-Kahn, the former managing director of the International Monetary Fund. In October 2019, Wolosky was appointed independent monitor of Deutsche Bank by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Wolosky has also included Fiona Hill, a former advisor on the United States National Security Council, MSNBC anchor Nicole Wallace, and Emmy Award-winning journalist Lowell Bergman. Neil Cavuto, the conservative Fox News anchor, has called Wolosky one of the brightest lawyers in the country. In 2020, Wolosky joined Jenner and Block LLP. Previously, he worked at Paul Weiss, Rifkind, Wharton, and Garrison, and as an International Affairs Fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations. At Paul Weiss, he worked principally with and was mentored by Ted Sorensen, the seventh White House counsel under John F. Kennedy, and Lyndon B. Johnson.